bad. You know, maybe they throw in Timberland Guides or that other guy and try to get Delirium. Maybe they throw in this Scrounging Bandar. But that deck has the same problems that a lot of these synergy decks do. What if you don't draw one of your Winding Constrictors? You know, then what are you doing with your life? You're playing Grizzly Bears and Stream Crashed. Okie dokie. It is really hard to record stuff on here. everything likes to crash and mess with me, but it is what it is. But anyway, so when you play like these kind of cards and you don't draw Constrictor, you end up with just a bunch of Grizzly Bears trying to win a game. So my take is I'm trying to put the Constrictor in a deck where it has some synergies that are good, maybe not, and a couple that are great, but for the most part it's kind of a good stuff green-black aggro deck. So Ballista is obviously a pretty good card on its own, fantastic with a Constrictor. Fatal Push is Fatal Push, nothing to say about that. Blossoming Defense can defend our Constrictor or our other thingies, so it's making the cut. Glint-sleeve Siphoner, I love this lady. I believe that's a lady. It's always difficult. But yeah. I like her. She draws cards, gets energy, usually every other turn. It's not hard to get in there with a menace creature when you have cards like Fatal Push, Blossoming Defense, and Grasp of Darkness in your deck, which we're getting to. So she draws a card every other turn, and if you have a Constrictor, she draws 2 cards a turn. And long-tusk cub, if you get energy doubles, you get twice as much energy, and if you use the ability, you get twice as many counters if you have a Constrictor, but good card on its own. Scrapheap Scrounger doesn't have a lot of Constrictor synergy, but it makes sure that we always have a body to crew a few vehicles that we have, because, you know, we have creatures, so what's the best thing you can do with a Winding Constrictor? It's probably crew your Smuggler's Copter, because it's still Smuggler's Copter. And Grasp of Darkness, I Missed You, is like awesome removal, so why not? Yahenni is awesome in their own way. It's a very strange card, but we have enough removal spells to make this go off, and we can sacrifice things like our scrapheap scrounger or other redundant thingies. And Nissa, really not a lot of synergy in the deck, but something that's useful very late as an alternate way to pressure the opponent. If you're being aggressive, but then you flip a Nissa, now they have to be aggressive against you. Might not have that option. Tireless Tracker is a card that's great on its own, but then you get double the +1/+1 counters if you have a snake. The cool thing about Tracker is if you have it out there and you're making clues, you can drop the snake and then sack a clue. You don't have to like have the snake out first, which is usually a target. And that brings me to another thing about running the snake. Even if you don't have Mad Snake synergy, this is a lightning rod. Like, they'll kill this before they kill other things. I've had opponents with murder target the snake instead of the Smuggler's Copter, okay? So on its own, it says eat target removal spell before the opponent has a panic attack. And then your other cards can keep doing their work, like glint-sleeve Siphoner and such. Moving right along, aethersphere Harvester, you get more energy counters, and the card is awesome. Nissa, this is one of those situations where you just go off. If you have this with a snake or two, you just make your creatures gigantic with the -2. Fantastic. Kalitas is over here. He's a 3/4. He's got lifelink. You can sack his zombies and get a bunch of counters. Good stuff. Hydras, those get extra energy and extra counters if you have a snake. And verdurous gearhulk, I think we know what that does. Makes a whole bunch of +1/+1 counters. And then I have an nixilis. Now, I'm really torn. This has no synergy, but I really loved the Nissa angle when I was playing games, so I would flip my Nissa after being very aggressive, and the opponent wouldn't be able to pressure Nissa back, or else they'd take lethal damage, and the Nissa would just keep the gas coming. And I liked that a lot. In fact, I liked it more than I liked Liliana. So Liliana the Last Hope, not in the deck. Nixilis in the deck. I don't know if that's right. That is a switch that can be argued. But I think Nixilis did a better impression of what I wanted Nissa Vastwood Seer doing, which is drawing more cards and keeping the pressure coming, as well as being a murder option. It can also win the game without being in the red zone. So you can ultimate Big Ob here, and you can win the game through, say, 8 fog or something like that. So, a different angle of attack. I don't know if it's right. I don't know if that's supposed to be a Liliana. It's also possible that I'm not supposed to run 2 yahennis, maybe just 1. So, those are a few of the debatable spots, and you're welcome to make some changes if you want to. Mana base, we avoid tap lands, but we do have a bunch of double requirements, so I've got 2 Foul Orchards. I don't have Evolving Wilds. I really found it very awkward in the deck that had this mana the way that it is. Even though it's a Revolt trigger for a Fatal Push, I'm optimistic that I can trigger Revolt in other ways, or just not need it with the push. Aether Hub making extra energy, of course, and Woodland Cemetery, Hissing Quagmire, obvious, bunch of basics, and 1 Westvale Abbey, which we do have 21 creatures and a token generator, so it's not absolutely insane to think that we might flip a Westvale Abbey. In fact, I've already done it once in some of the games I've played, and let's go see what happens with this crazy, well, it's not even crazy, it's not all in, it's definitely not like a synergy build, it's just kind of a green-black good stuff, low to the ground good stuff deck. I hope we can make it run somewhat as smooth as well. I've tried very combo-oriented builds, and it was always just very awkward getting, just anytime you didn't draw a snake or your snake was dead. Anytime the snake was dead was just it was a rough day, you know what I mean? And then you're left with a bunch of just pieces of junk for the most part. I had a version that was that I might still play another time if I run out of decks to run, but it was built around getting a snake either by sacrificing a token to Eldritch Evolution, or having a snake and sacrificing a 3-drop to Eldritch Evolution to go get the Gearhulk. And that was alright. But it was actually even more, what would happen even more with that deck is I wouldn't have the 3-drop when I needed it to go fetch the Gearhulk. Alright, so improved matchmaking has been legit, but we're having problems right now for some reason. Maybe it's the time of day. It's 1:09 in the afternoon for me. It is probably evening time in Europe, so I don't know. But hey, we got a game this time. Hallelujah. Homeless Jace prevails. Somebody not interested in new personas. One thing I was kind of hoping is that now that there are personas you pay gold for, people might actually change their personas, but apparently people still don't care. Like, if I pay gold for those personas, I'd definitely use them. There's no doubt. Once you pay money for something, you want to use it. It's like a gym membership. The more expensive the monthly dues, the more likely you show up. And, okay, as you see, well, he's got sleeves. Our opponent did sleeve up. And this hand is great except for this lack of lands. 2 of a rare, perfect. This hand is very average, but I think we have to keep it. Not exciting, that's for sure. And let's open the festivities. So, this card seems so polarizing. People love it or people hate it. The tournament community, at least on the SCG level, week 1, has voted that they love it. It was in a lot of the decks in the top 8. It was a 4 of in both the decks in the finals. And I've certainly had a good time with this card. Some of my absolute favorite things are in decks other than this one, but in this deck I've had it up to a 9/9 at one point, which is obviously just going to completely control the battlefield, anything my opponent wants to do. Wonder if they can hear me. I've been having issues where I'm pretty sure my opponents are listening to me, even though I'm using the same tactics I used in the past, which is to put myself in a private party That usually kept the opponents from hearing my conversation. But just based on like play patterns and the way that some people just kind of freeze on their first turn while I'm talking, wondering who, it gives me the impression that they're wondering who I am talking to. Which would be fair. I might do the same thing. I might sit there for a second and be like, should I write him a message? Did he know? Alright, so flooding like a boss so far. We have not had a non-land draw step yet. Could really use one. So there's the question of like about ballista, what about reclamation sage? Well, the good news is at least reclamation sage isn't 2-for-1 on the ballista. You just sack it in response and you take out their sage. So if you only paid 1 for it, you're fine. If you paid a lot for it, I guess you get a few more points. So it trades better with sage than, say, a Sphinx's tutelage does, which is just you being way down. That's just a low. And it is a bit like a planeswalker when it's on the battlefield. You can keep ticking it up for 4 mana. Plus, plus, plus. Eventually the opponent's in a lot of trouble. So our opponent has shown us nothing except black mana so far. That's interesting. And a Diregraph Colossus. Well, that's a card, and I am not with a removal spell at the moment. And we've drawn all lands so far. Every draw step has been a land since we kept this hand. So, it's very tempting to just like tick up and kill this thing, because I hate it, but we're supposed to be the aggro deck. The weird thing is, like, I can't let him have value, because right now my hand can't really handle value. We can't go toe-to-toe with value. It's a bad pairing. On the other hand, since he played this, I'm not that worried about sweeper. Let's see. What to do with my life. If Hydra's the play and then he goes wide, if I can drop Kalitas afterwards, or I can drop Kalitas now, plus this thing next turn and maybe make a zombie while killing his guy, or I could just kill his guy now. Yuck. It's such a mess. I think it's kalitas in this situation. And we'll see what our opponent has for it. He has a murder. Okay. Well, we weren't getting around that anytime soon. And the Diregraph does not wish to attack. Interesting. Okay. The top of the deck is land. That is 4 straight lands off the top, making what was a reasonably okay hand into absolute garbage. I gotta love that. Tireless Tracker could help get us back into the game. Also, if the ballista sticks around, maybe we can pump it up. But let's get the Hydra on the battlefield. Maybe some pressure will shake him up a bit. Languish. Well, that's a big hurt. Just blew out my whole hand. But I don't know if I could have or should have done anything differently. Yeah, Languish Mortuary Mire comboed. Alright, great. Dun, dun. Snake off the top. Why not? There is an argument for holding it for some combo piece, but we're not guaranteed to draw anything. But we need to draw Nissa, Tireless Tracker, or Ob. If we don't, this is basically over already. Well, that's fine. That doesn't kill the snake. I don't think my opponent figured that out. That isn't one of those cards. Well, I think we just get to pass here. And whether or not to keep playing lands, we'll see. So we have not... yes, we drew one non-land card. We drew one snake. That was our draw. And now he's going to get kalitas. Good call. Works well with your deck. I'm impressed. Good call. And the draw is a fatal push. So this is if something leaves the battlefield. Okay. We'll see if we can set that up. Oh yeah, a tutor. Go get nixilis or Liliana, right? Or I guess another Dark Salvation would be pretty brutal. Yeah, Liliana, of course. Why wouldn't you? Uh-huh. And no attacks. My opponent is terrified. It must be the sleeves. Gotta love it. So, looking pretty bad. Looking pretty bad. Not gonna lie, getting out of this one will take something special. That's not it. This is... Oh, love it. Love it. Love it. I wonder if I was supposed to play around language, but I mean, how could I? I only had, like, 3 spells. I had 3 relevant spells. How am I supposed to play around anything? Yep, good choice, opponent. Now make sure you play really carefully. You wouldn't wanna let me back in this game, would you? All right. It's a card. It does things. Oblivion Strike, you don't say. So, is it a trap? It might be a trap, so I'm not going to activate so he can't Oblivion Strike my Harvester. I'm going to make him have instant speed removal. Let's see if he wants to attack. He does. Okay. Well, let's see. If I power up the quags, crew the harvester, I guess we find out if he has more removal. If he has a murder, it doesn't matter, but then the quagmire gets in, so I think that's good. Also, we have revolt triggered right now. Now, if he has exactly 3 removal spells, we have a problem. And yes, I can push kalitas because we have revolt triggered. I do know that. Let's get some lifelink going. Opponent's murder. Okay, he's gonna sack. Good. And now, let's push you back into my own graveyard. Uh-oh! What just happened? That board just swung. See if our opponent has Grasp of Darkness or a Fatal Push of their own. Not the best draw. But whatever. Alright. Power up. Power up. We definitely want to send this in case it is a Grasp of Darkness. Not that it would matter at that point. Lily Ultimate is too much. Just too much. Alright. I am going to hold these lands now. I have a smuggler's copter. Maybe I can loot them into useful cards. And how is this game still going? What is going on? Tell me it's all sorcery speed removal. Tell me it's all Oblivion Strikes. Oh, going down. What are you doing? What are you gonna do? He gets the rats? Does he have the meld? Is he going to combo me? Okay. That's not the combo. Okay. What are you getting? What the heck? I can't believe this. Okay. That's fine. That's not instant speed removal. Yeah, you've got a lot of creatures, but if I can draw into, like, anything relevant, I get to take out Liliana. Liliana dies. I mean, what the heck is going on? There's a scrounger. That's a great set. I mean, this is the perfect sacrifice to his fleshbag marauder. Are the rats zombies? Nah, that's a regular old rat. That's just a rat right there. Okay. So, Scrounger to the battlefield. In fact, if he plays it first main, I can bring it back and crew another vehicle. This is gonna get absolutely great. I can hold back the Harvester. So I'm gonna get in with the Copter. The Harvester can hold back his whole team. And there's another got another creature. We got another, like, we're doing it. We're doing it. We're getting through the flood. And yes, if he top decks Midnight Scavenger, things are gonna get feisty. Let me look up, what does that card do? Midnight Scavenger, Rogue, Human, 3/3. When it enters the battlefield, you may return target creature card with converted mana cost 3 or less. He doesn't have any. Melds with Graph Rats. And, okay. MTG Bot has its limitations. It's not showing me what the meld does. There we go. Chittering Host. 5/6 Haste Menace. When it enters the battlefield, other creatures get +1/+0 and gain Menace. Now remember, he's drawing Fleshbag Marauder. We know that he's drawing Fleshbag Marauder. So that, at least, is a known quantity. And we drew the perfect Fleshbag material here with the Scrounger. He still gets a bonus zombie because of his Colossus, though. That's annoying. What is the matter with my stupid Connect? My Connect is just on the fritz today, man. Just absolutely. Alright. Here we go. Alright. I can't believe this is happening. I don't think I have a way to get cards out of the graveyard, so I'm going to... Let me think about that. Look at my list really quick. Yeah, I don't have any way to get cards back, so I'm going to remove the ones he would most likely want with Rise from the Grave. Oh my god. Are we doing it? I mean, this is... Obviously our opponent should have been attacking us for quite a while there, or else this wouldn't be possible, but we are sort of doing it. it's still a wide board versus a wide board. But we've got the... We're getting set up here with Constrictor. We've got the Harvester, which holds back aggro very well. We are dodging a Midnight Scavenger's draw. We can discard that and get it back. I don't know how your opponent managed this. Yeah, I know, right? God, the flood was so real. Like, I was Noah on the ark, man. And somehow we're getting through. I mean, look, I got long-tusk cub and 5 energy. He's got a graph harvest. Ooh, menace. Menace for his zombies. And he can make more. Let's see if that means he can attack. Of course, he's only got 3 zombies. And I can kill 2 of them, so it's not even that big a deal yet. Alright. Let's get back number 2. Ah! Oh, my girl. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Jesus. Oh my gosh, and we get a clue too. Oh, the draws. It's coming together. He's still at 21. Like, how we attack this board is going to be interesting. Alright, give me cards. I need more cards. That's a card. That'll play. That's a good card. Okay. Draw me more. Yeah, I could have crewed first. I got excited. Not gonna lie. Do we send all the flyers? I think we can, right? Yeah, we can. That leaves me with 1, 2, 3, 4 blockers that can eat 2 creatures, so that's fine. Alright. Let's bring the Air Force to the battlefield. Okay. Pretty good. Pay for that. And the yahenni, this will be very good if we start getting in a fight. He'll have a hard time removing it. If his creatures start dying, yahenni will start growing very fast because it will get 2 counters thanks to the constrictor. Scavengers are crewing the vehicles, which I said in the deck kind of summary that's kind of what they're here for, to make sure we always have crew for our vehicles if we're against opponents with removal. Opponent didn't use their graph harvest. And, uh-oh. Languish? That would be fine, actually. That wouldn't bother me. Oh my god, what can he get? What do you get? With all that mana, you probably get the other Dark Salvation, right? Would that be the... That would have to be like a play. He is passing the turn. Okay, hold up. Let me see this. We've got 1 zombie in the graveyard, so he can use the graph harvest if he wants to. So I'm going to fire this on this guy. And he's at 15, so we can put the pressure on here. There are bets such as, I bet he got a land is one of the comments here. It's great. Alright, hit. That makes double energy. And it gives us a clue. Let's see where that goes. I wonder if... Yeah, he still gets the zombies if I use Blossoming Defense. Okay, here's a Graph Harvest. So he's got some blockers, but let's see how much pressure we can apply. Fatal Push. Okay. Time to think. He kills that. say I kill one of his zombies. 1, 2, 3, 4. He would block here, here, and here. He would have to, like, and then he would take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And it's close to lethal, so I think I just have to get very aggressive in this spot. I think that's the right play. And if I can take out his board before he does whatever he tutored with, or for, then that's great. And I don't want to put the constrictor in combat. I guess it would be better. It would have been better to put the scavenger in combat than the hissing quagmire. Oh well. Alright, let's go. Oh! Dang it. 1 card short. Man. I love the 2 cards I have, though. Yeah, I've got to let you go. And I gotta get rid of you. And force some big blocks. For one thing, he has to remember to block the cub. Yep, he does. Now he's got to block the tracker. Then he's got to block the yahenni. Okay, scrounger's fine. Tracker, yahenni. Ooh. What's he letting through? Okay. 1, 2, 3. First things first. Pump that. And so he's laying through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 plus 6, 12. 13, 14. Dang it. Alright. Well, he ain't dead. If I had 1 creature with first strike, he frickin' would be. Yeah, we're not gonna... It's like he said, we're not gonna need Gearhulk to win. Like, we're gonna win this game with or without Gearhulk. Ulamog is what he got. Ulamog. That's what he fetched with that deck. In that spot. That's what that deck runs. Ulamog. Okay. Okay. I mean, that's probably as good as it gets, right? That's probably... If you're gonna tutor and you got 10 mana, that's what you do, isn't it? You go get Ulamog. Oh my gosh. Oh! Took it down. Pro Magic at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. And Ulamog, by the way, is chump blocking yahenni. Not that Ulamog would die. That's a battle of the indestructible, but whatever. Did it! Choke. Card choke. In this case, it's Swamp's getting choked, man. Mono black. That opponent, aside from probably the Graph Rat meld thing, which you can excuse that, something people might want to do, but they had plenty of decent cards. Maybe not great cards, but they had plenty of decent cards. And he did, I mean, okay, yeah, he drew enough lands to power Ulamog. I got fortunate enough there, but there's no way I should have been competing in that game. I don't know what he was doing when I had a 0/1 snake, nothing else, and he was like attacking with kalitas for 3 instead of attacking with all his zombies for 7. Like that's not okay. That doesn't work. That's not a good call. Alright. He let me hang around. The deck does have kind of a raw power level, although we're going to see probably another hand here that is nowhere near just Not what we're going for. I mean, we don't even have a 2-drop. The deck has so many 2-drops. But this is okay. I mean, this is, you gotta play the hands you're given. It's something. It's kind of annoying when you go to make a video and you get, and these are the draws you get. And we're probably up against, like, planeswalkers, as my opponent has 4 colors of mana showing. They're sleeved up. They've got all rare lands so far, though to be fair, I think they're in the deck box. So who knows? But they've got 60. Okay, they've got a Quagmire. Yeah, they're just colors, colors, colors. Let's see how they handle a Hydra, though. If they have Oath of Liliana, I may as well just jump in a lake. And if they don't have Oath of Liliana, it's going down for real. Just Pyth says that I should get into a game against the AI and mulligan my hand until I'm down to 1, so the deck is actually shuffled. Yeah, that's it. I'm not getting enough shuffles. That explains it. Oh god, is he gonna Blessed Alliance me? Is that what's gonna happen if I attack? That'd be so sad. Maybe I'm supposed to send the Quagmire in that case? What do you guys think? Quagmire or Gearhulk? Well, Gearhulk into open mana seems bad. So I'm going to send, since Blessed Alliance is a very popular card, I'm going to send Quagmire. I don't need the extra land. Might as well play a little careful. Well, look at that. Also, the fact that he snapped it off, I'm a bit concerned he has 2, but we'll see what he does. Not using the energy yet. He can't Quagmire me. He doesn't have the mana for it. He didn't have another green. See, his land produced black or green, not both, so he couldn't Quagmire me. And if he did, I'd push it. So I kind of wish that was the case. And he's got Lily. Hi, Lily. How are you today? That'll drop it to 2. That's fine. Now I can Hulk up. And hope he doesn't have Alliance number 2. Oh, buddy! Okay. So that'll kill Lily. I think that's a good play. If he doesn't have the Alliance. Last time he fired it right away. Let's go for it. Now, if I play the Cub, I'm really asking for a board wipe. I don't think he has double white, though. He has double black, but not double white. It's tough, right? So, how would he have played different? Well, if he had a board wipe, he might have used it on the Hydra. I think I make him have it here. I think so. I mean, I've got a good follow-up in Gearhulk, even if he does have it. So I think I make him have it. Languish or Yahenni's expertise doesn't get rid of the Hydra. And if he doesn't have it, he's going to get kaboomed. It's going to get explosive in here. So, dear opponent, why you keep me in suspense, yo? Come on now. Let's go. Okay, Oath of Nissa. I can dig it. 4-color deck with Gaia Reach Sanitarium, yeah. That's a thing. People do these things. It's a land. That's probably good for me. There's the Languish. Okay. So he had that. but that doesn't get rid of hydra. And he still doesn't have double white. Now we can do this. I guess we just go for max damage. With the fatal push, I'm not scared of his quagmire. I would be otherwise. And I'd probably put some counters on the Hulk. So we'll cut you to 10. Half your life total. And now let's see. Our opponent needs an answer. It might be tempting to use the quagmire as an answer, but we both know I'm ready for that. He most certainly has planeswalkers in the deck, but they're probably very sheepish right now against these creatures. The best one, I guess, would be Ab or a Johnny. Okay, Nissa. Sure. Miss on the forest. We know he just got one with the oath. Oh, okay, you got another. Dang it. Alright, what are you going to do with Nissa? I mean, can you afford to plus Nissa here? I think you got to make a token. Yep, there you go. Anything else, Mr. Planeswalkers? Anything else that you have? What else? I mean, he's representing any number of things. Bounce spells, kill spells. Fortunately, most of it doesn't hit our creatures. There's, of course, the fog. Fog is represented here. Let's sneak out this harvester and get the energy. That can make our hydra hexproof. And I think we go for the lethal. The only question is, do we want to use the push or the darkness? And I guess in my mana-efficient brain, I think darkness is a good call, as push can still hit Quagmire, although it wouldn't hit Kalitas. Is there anything else I have to worry about, though? Even Kalitas isn't going to stop this. So I'm going to do the grasp. And I'm going to send the boys, hopefully to victory. He doesn't have the mana for Avacyn. He's got to pull some Marasa. Is that enough? Oh, he's going to give me back a land? Thank you. I guess that does that. Okay. I can give him to 1. 11 and 4, 1. And 1 and 2 are the same here. So I don't see any reason to do that. Avacyn, I don't think it would save him. But we'll see. Maybe you'll get me on that one. Maybe Avacyn is the right call. Alright, Nissa, what you got? Sunpel Grove. More land. Our opponent seems to be a tad floody. Does he have a Wrath? Well, if he does, he's still dead. Aethersphere Harvester and his Quagmire are good to go. Green Warden. Green Warden fetching what? Blessed Alliance, I'm sure, for the life gain. That would be a reason to use the push instead of the grasp, so we'll see if that comes back to bite me or not. Did he leave up white mana? He did not leave up white mana. Oh, he has another land. That's right, he hadn't played his land for the turn. So, is there anything in the graveyard to pulse? Nothing there. Nothing there. Is there something over here? Yeah, you can give me back a creature. Double push. Alright, he's at 2, he can go up to 8, he can chump there and take 7. I guess he's still alive that way. If he chumps. I don't have a way to boost my other guys, so yeah, it'll do. Oh wait. So we'll go like this. And this. He's still forced to deal with the Hydra. So, Hydra will go to his dome. He'll chump it. Right? Yeah, he has to chump it. So now, Gearhulk can go to the dome. Harvester can go to Nissa and get that off the battlefield. Since we can't kill him, we may as well get rid of his draws. And he still has to do that. Yep. And he has to give me a creature. Let's see what he gives me. I mean, that's the worst with your Pulsa Marasa, right? When you have to give your opponent a card. I don't know if any of you have ever had to do that, but it feels crummy. Let's just put it that way. Let's see. He's going to make some choices. You might choose Nissa. And he chooses nothing? Okay, that's fine too. So what are his draws? Sorin? I guess Sorin could be a problem. That's true. Yeah, I think the grasp may not have should been grasp. Alright, I'm gonna hold the cub as a way to activate Harvester and still attack with Quagmire, since that may matter. And let's see what our opponent has. Part the Water Veil would be interesting. I could push the land. That would be pretty cool, actually. I'd feel really good. Alright, Tameo. Okay. Okay. Nothing I can do there. And Ob. Okay, great. Well, he's dead now. Because I still have hexproof energy. But I guess you take the line you have to take. Yeah, gotta see the whole battlefield. Alright, there's the concession. And that was a 6-card hand, not a great draw, but the Hydra certainly went a bit of the distance. I would say the key play for that whole game was the turn 4 when I turn 5 when I attacked with Hydra and Quagmire and sacrificed the Quagmire to the Blessed Alliance, so I didn't lose the Hydra. If I had gone in with Gearhulk, I think I would have lost that game because the Hydra would have died to the Blessed Alliance. So that was good. MadGamer925 says, "You are really good at this," and then says my name. Thank you. Appreciate that. In a perspective of a new player, which order of collection do you suggest? You know, that's a question I get asked all the time, and it depends on what you like. It depends on your playstyle, and to give you the perfect guidance for that, I'd need to know more about you. But really, I think that the simplest advice on that, and other people in the chat, you're welcome to chime in with this because we have some very experienced players here who can help you. But the simplest guidance is to stick to a block. So if you do Zendikar, do Oath, the Gatewatch, Oath of the Gatewatch, and Battle for Zendikar, and leave the others alone. If you do Innistrad, do Shadows, and do Eldritch Moon, but leave the others alone. If you do Origins, just do Origins for a while. You know, complete the blocks, and you'll be able to build decks with synergy. Wow, this is every 7-card hand for the last several has been one lander. Let's see, and another. Wow, this is beyond reasonable. Wow. Okay. I mean, this is great. This is great. All right. This is not great. I'm being totally sarcastic. This is like, can I just get some regular hands? You know, it would be really nice. I mean, I guess it's made these games rather exciting because I've never felt I've had to play pretty tight to be in these games. Whereas if I were just curving out, I'd be stomping on them and nobody would be entertained. Child of Night is here. You know what's up. You know what's up. I mean, if you do, you can do the new sets. You can do Kalitas and you can do Aether Revolt. Like, if you stick to those, you'll be fine. Hey, we drew a creature. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Let's see if our opponent tries to kill it. We've got blossoming defense if they do. You missed a game earlier, Al. He's talking about 15 lands and 18 cards. We flooded to the max. We Noah's Ark flooded and still won the game. It was magic. It was magic at its magicest. Wow, the vampire swarm is here. Okay. So if he attacks, do I want to trade? Do I want that? Do I want to trade? Yeah, I do. I want to trade a 1-mana spell for his creature. That sounds great. Especially when his whole board is creatures. So away with that. Not the greatest blossoming defense in the world, as I don't love Child of Night by any stretch of the imagination, and I'd love to just... Oh! Big Red Zombie's had enough! That was the tilt right there. We tilted him. Are you freaking kidding me? Okay. Let's do this. Let's do this. Manuel, hey CGB, nice to see you streaming and uploading to YouTube again. I haven't seen you publish anything in your diary site in the last few months. Are you using a different site now? Or are you planning on writing again at all? I'm not planning on writing again. Not unless I have a way to make it like a job. I want to give a lot more time to Twitch and YouTube. I want to give a lot more time to the video content. It's a lot more fun. It's a lot easier for me. A lot less labor involved, labor intensive. Writing is a lot like waking up and then banging your head on the wall for like 40 minutes to have a few sentences that you're proud of. I just can't do it simply. So just kind of letting that go and just instead firing up Twitch or YouTube and recording and playing the game and hanging out with people I like, that's a lot better for me than writing. Because writing, I can imagine people I like reading it and enjoying it, and that's nice. But most of the time, with the comments I get, there's a few like good jobs, but then there's like a bunch of this is stupid or this is wrong or this is that, and that's not nearly as fun. This is way more fun. So if you like my writing, try to make time for my Twitch streams and my YouTube videos, because I'm going to be talking about everything I would have written about anyway, or at least that's the plan. So. There's an update for anybody who really enjoyed the writing. I might get back into it someday if I find a way to make this... if either A, I make so much money that I never have to care about money again in my other company, or B, I find a way to make this make money so I don't have to worry about my other company. Those are the times when I'll be able to get back into writing, seriously. And since somebody asked about my YouTube channel, I need to do a custom link or something. This is very unprofessional. I need to put more work into the YouTube channel for sure, but there's a link to it. I just threw it into chat. Thanks for asking. All right. Well, we did it. Combo assembled 2 games in a row. Apparently can bring me back. Since I want to avoid a Grasp of Darkness, we'll put 1 counter here, and we'll put 1, 2, 3 counters here. I don't watch Twitch much. You're the only streamer I follow. I'm honored. I'd take a bow, but the my face cam might freak out. Problem is the game itself, not enough audience to monetize it at the moment. Yeah, that seems very true. That seems very true. So I'm serving a very small audience, but a lot of content people start that way, and hopefully the audience grows or the game grows. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but wow, what just happened? There's something you don't see every day. Hold up. Come on, I'm trying to get over here. What just happened? Daring demolition. Destroy target creature or vehicle. Well, that's the first time that's been cast at me. Subscribed, thank you. Appreciate it. Alright. So, I think the right play, even though our opponent may find a better threat, is just to get this out of the way and make it a 2-turn clock. Like, he has to do something about the Hydra this turn, or it's just going to kill him. This is weird. Why is this happening to all in here? I don't know what you mean. I don't see anything weird going on. And there is a traitorous instinct. How about no? Denied. You can't do that to my Hydra. We can activate it and drain 3 energy and give it hexproof so that that spell doesn't resolve. Boom. And is there anything my opponent could do? I can't foresee it. Not for 1 white or 1 black. So, in we go. No need to worry about sending the Quagmire. Marcus, well, at least when wizards get some of the effects of their new digital strategy in, it should grow considerably at least. Not sure if it's possible with duels. I agree. But if they make something that has the duels type of, I don't want to say arcade gameplay, but I guess that's not a bad description. If they make something that has this kind of interface, even if it's, you know, if it involves more magic or is more spiky, or even if it's more expensive, I will play and stream that and be really, really happy. Like I would love that. All right, where are we at? So we're at 56 minutes on this video, so I'm going to cut it. It makes it easier for me later when I'm editing my archives and my uploads to YouTube if I have 1 deck per video. So I am going to end the stream, but I'm going to reboot it. I'm going to queue up a new deck, and we're going to play that deck. It's going to be great, so you don't have to go anywhere. Give me about 10 seconds, and I'll be back.